welcome to another episode of Britt's Breakdown. This episode is going to be a healthy recipe. Now, you guys voted on my last video, and it was really close. It was between the do-it-yourself project and the healthy recipe, and I didn't really go through and count all of them, but guys, it was pretty close. I'm just going to do the healthy recipe because that's easy for me to do today, and it really, I think, did win out. And then I'm going to do the do-it-yourself for another video. So don't worry, just because it didn't win for this, I'm still going to do it for another video, and the Q&A I'm going to do for another video as well. Anyway, today I'm going to be making something that I love. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you're craving something salty, and you really would love to just drive down to McDonald's and get a big old order of those French fries, but those have a lot of calories. So I'm going to show you an option that you can make at home for really cheap that's going to help you with that craving. Okay, so we are going to be making today sweet potato fries. Super easy, and the ingredients you're going to need are however many sweet potatoes you want. I would make these fresh to order, if that makes sense, because they're really not good to rewarm. So just make as many as you're going to eat. You're also going to need some olive oil, and then I like to put seasonings on mine. I use Cajun. You can use whatever seasoning you want. One thing I would say about the seasonings is this is a healthy recipe, so you're going to want to go light on like the sodium and stuff like that. So use seasonings that are flavorful, but don't go crazy with salt because that's going to defeat the purpose of the healthiness. So first thing you want to do is wash your sweet potatoes and get them as dry as possible. You don't want your sweet potatoes too wet because then they won't crisp up as well. Then you are going to cut your sweet potatoes. I like to cut the ends off. I think it makes it easier. And I mean, they're not going to be exactly like fry-like, but I just try to at least get them lengthwise, kind of wedge-like. And then depending on what shape your sweet potato is, you know, is going to be how they look. So this sweet potato is kind of small, so don't get caught up on them looking exactly like fries. It's the thought that counts. So I just kind of slice mine, and then I'll slice them again to make them kind of lengthwise. These things are so addictive and so good for you. Sweet potatoes are really high in vitamin A and vitamin C. Vitamin A and vitamin C, just for a little FYI, are really great for your immune system and also really great for your skin. Okay friends, so the next step is going to be, you're going to get a cookie sheet out, any plain cookie sheet, and I just throw them on there. Now here's a little secret, and this is something I've learned. You want to get them as spread out as possible. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to worry about spreading them out first because we're going to mix everything up. But after we do that, you want to make sure they're really spread out. Like, you're not going to want to put them in like this because then they're going to roast instead of get crispy. So I'll show you guys that. So then you want to use some olive oil. I would really suggest for healthy purposes using olive oil and not like any other kind of oil. Olive oil is really high in what's called monosaturated fat, so it's a good fat, which is going to help with cholesterol versus a saturated fat or a trans fat, which is just going to clog your arteries and it's nasty. So just remember, olive oil, good fat, and that's what you want to use for your healthy recipes. So I just drizzle this on. You can do this in a bowl. If you're not comfortable just doing it on this, you can do this on a bowl, but I just kind of drizzle or pour. I'll just do a little bit more. You don't want them to be too soaked. Then I just kind of toss mine together like so. You just want them kind of coated. And like I said, you can do this in a bowl, but I just do it on here because it's easy. Just get them all coated with the olive oil. Actually, I'm just going to use my hands because, yeah, chefs, right? Real chefs, don't they just like use their hands for everything and just... It's just cooler. No, it's actually easier. Something I failed to mention, while you're making this, you want to go ahead and heat your oven. I usually do mine at 400, but this is just a very rough recipe, so you can do whatever you want. I think higher the temp, the better, and the quicker it's going to crisp. So 400 to 450 in there somewhere. Okay, so after you put your olive oil on, then I like to sprinkle a little of this Cajun seasoning. It's not super high in sodium. It does have salt in it, but I usually just use this by itself. So this has a little salt in it, and then it also has other spices in it. And I just do a little sprinkle of that on there. And I was going to use a little sea salt, but because this has salt in it too, I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to be super high in sodium. But you can do whatever seasonings you want. If you just want to do a little salt, or you have other special stuff you want to throw in there, that's good too. Okay, so here's the next step that's really important that I was trying to tell you about earlier. You don't want to just throw it in the oven like this in heat because it's not going to crisp up very well. You want to make sure that they're all spread out as much as possible, and they are going to crisp up a lot better. That's actually a secret. I don't remember who told me that, but I started making these and I was like, why can I not get them crispy enough? They're always mushy, and that's probably the reason. So just make them all one layer. And now you're just gonna throw these in the oven for about 10 minutes or until they're crispy. You're gonna hear them sizzle, so just however long you think, and as crispy as you wanna make them. So here we go. And then you just wait for them to bake. Okay guys, they're ready! My favorite part. Oh man, look at that. Crispy. Oh, so good. And this is one snack that I don't feel bad eating all of. Like, I will eat all this by myself and I will not feel bad about it because it is healthiness. Yes, that's what we love, right? That's what we love. You might be tempted to throw this on your plate and go grab your ketchup and go to town on it, but I would say don't do that because ketchup is really high in sugar and in sodium. So try not to eat them with ketchup. Just eat them the way they are. And that's all I've got for you. Thanks for watching another episode of Britt's Breakdown. Like I said, the next couple episodes will either be the do-it-yourself project or the Q&A. I will let you know. Follow me on Twitter, guys, because I usually update a lot of stuff on Twitter, so if you're not following me, you might miss out. So make sure you follow me on Twitter at Britt. Oh, and something really fun. If you decide to make your sweet potato fries, take a picture and tweet the picture to me, because I would love to see your finished products and see you guys chowing down on this awesome recipe. So tweet me pictures, and stay tuned for another great episode of Britt's Breakdown. Bye!